think it's like 8:30. My compost piles. This right here. That's the composted horse manure. So that's like straight up like you can plant in it. This is one that I'm working on. I've turned it once already. And I cleaned up the forest a little bit. Well, I don't know if it was a good thing. I'm starting to have second thoughts. I took the lawnmower and just drove around and vacuumed up everything, and then made that right there. That's all dry, but it's dry material, so if I add it to green, get it wet, I can make compost. These are Chinese chestnuts. Beautiful. Just beautiful. Look how big those leaves are. These are going to be nice big trees. I got 3 of them. Anyways, that's the aerated static pile. And there's a big old skink living underneath here. Every time I pull this thing up, he goes scurrying around like, what are you doing? Get out of here. Where are you, buddy? Oh, he must be on the other side. I'll leave him alone. Alright. I think you wanted to see what the garden looked like. Well, these are all wildflower seeds that I put in the pots, along with bamboo. More bamboo down there. I scattered a bunch of radishes and what was it? Radishes and there's a radish. But they don't like this soil. They're getting eaten by bugs, which means that they're not healthy. But I just thought I'd experiment with an area where somebody planted a flower bed. So obviously they didn't use any good soil. Those are elderberries. I got those off Etsy. And this is my putrefied, full of bugs. That's going to be my fertilizer. That's JDAM. Joyful something gardening. You can see. I added a bunch of worms here yesterday. I added a whole bunch of worms. Look, you can see down the hole. I think I threw some clover seed on the top of this one. Just to give it some life. Yeah. I'm doing good. Full of bugs. More elderberry. And then I just been planting stuff in here. Like, I think that's a sunflower. That's a weed, maybe. I don't pull anything until I can tell what it is. I just let everything grow, and then eventually I pull it if I don't like it. These are all butternut squash. These are bush beans. I think I threw some zinnias in here too. I can't remember. But these comfreys are doing really good. I decided that this plant was like rhubarb was to me when I was a child. Look at that. It comes up super quick in the spring, grows super fast. Gives you like that instant, like, oh, spring is here. Plants are alive, you know. It just blew my mind when I was a kid how fast rhubarb jumped up out of the ground. It was like, oh my gosh, that leaf got so big so quick. And everything else was like barren. No, I think we did really good on this year too. Hopefully it's setting fruit. So this is the flower. Isn't that kind of strange? So this should be the persimmon right back here. So these are flowers. Not very showy, but sure tasty. I keep adding material down here. You can see that there's some wildflowers about ready to bloom. Oh, yeah, they got flower heads on them. And you got a couple tomatoes here and here that were volunteers. I just threw some lettuce in here. This is pure horse shit from that pile over there that what I did was I just threw it in here and started. I think I planted a bunch of zinnias on there. Yeah, there's zinnia right there. And that's melon. More bush beans that are planted earlier with clover mixed in. Potatoes. And then the grasses came from the straw that I threw down for mulch. And my spinach is doing pretty darn good. In fact, I better get Heidi out here and start picking it before it gets a hole in it and she won't eat it. And then elderberries. You can see that they're producing a little bit of fruit this year so far. There you go, elderberry. I threw beets in here, but they just didn't like the soil, or I threw them in too soon. Then the grasses came up, potatoes. There's onions in here. They're slowly starting to take off. Yeah, there we go. Got onion, more onions. They're starting to get some size to them. And then my garlic. You got regular garlic, from one that started sprouting on the counter, and giant garlic right here. We're doing pretty good. So my scrap wood pile, my fuel. Oh yeah, and then these are pawpaw trees. And these are ones that I bought off Etsy. They're 1 year old. This one didn't make it. Oh wait, there's a little bit of green right here. There's a little bit of green right there. They might make it. And then these two are Osage orange. They make great natural hedgerow barriers. They have lots of thorns. When they get mature and they can get big, they can grow like a tree. This is an oak I dug up out of the woods. I just like the way it looked, and I'm glad I did. It's very, very beautiful oak. And then you got fig. There's mint, and then the rest of these pots. These are all pawpaw, 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 more pawpaw, more pawpaw. I'm growing all these pawpaw seeds. Now, I got them in a bucket, or not a bucket, but a tray over here in soil. And when they start to germinate, I put them in here. Once they start to send it down to taproot. And then there's a bunch of, let's see, turmeric and ginger. It's wild lettuce. I started from seed. I got it off eBay. More wild lettuce. These guys need to be freed up. Parsley. That I tortured for about a week and a half, 2 weeks. Ow. Orange tree. I think it set some fruit. We'll see. A lot of times they just abort. Ooh, looks like we got some woolly aphids. Look at those little bastards. Yeah, those are woolly aphids. I think. Yeah, that's an aphid. Look at what they're doing to the wood there. Yeah, you guys gotta go. You too. Ooh, you guys are big and fat little things. Look at that. Woolly aphid guts with orange juice all over them. But in general, this thing's doing really good. There's peppers. You got jalapenos, bananas, and then these are tomatoes I bought from down at the Roundo store. Same place where I got all these blueberries, but man, these blueberries are doing good. Look at that. Lots of blueberries. I got 20 of these plants. I keep them all lined up right here so I can enjoy them and watch them. Now once they start to produce, the fruit starts to mature, I'll probably pull them up to the porch or someplace where I'll have to cover them with nets, keep the birds off. These are Sumatra orange trees. There's Arctic frost, so these are supposed to be tolerant down to about 20 degrees. Now this year we got down to 16 on one night, and it probably would have killed them. So I'm glad I kept them in pots for the year. Eventually they're going to have to go against a southern facing wall. Whew, smell the oranges. Japanese maple. And then these are all the calamansi Filipino orange trees. Put them all in those 10-gallon pots. Threw in wildflower seeds just for fun. These I haven't potted up yet, but for some strange reason these are greener than the ones I potted up. So go there. These are plants that came with the house. This is an orange apparently. This is, I think, is a lemon, and this is a lime. Let's see here. Sorry, it's a little cold out here. No, I think this one's lime. I can't remember. I'll have to look at the tag. Mother of Japanese maple, looking good. He gets afternoon shade, so I think he's gonna do fine out here. This is the chaos area. I'm looking for a spot to plant these. I think I'm going to plant these over there. These comfreys. And then I got pots that I pulled out. Hey kitty. Where's the kitty kitty? Meow meow. Meow meow. Come here. Come here. Give me some love. Oh no. Alright, that's where I process all the charcoal and get it wet down in here. Squirrels. And then it goes through here. This is what I use to shove it down the hole. And then it drains. I use these clamps to hold the bags so the bags drain into here. And then when they get dry enough, I pull them out. I set them on here. Drain the rest of the way. And then that's all crushed charcoal. Got a lot of it. This is the same thing. I threw down a bunch of cardboard, you can see, and then covered it with about half a truckload of horse manure, and then just threw down like clover and wildflower seeds. That's what you get. Some house plants. I finally hung my that looks good, doesn't it? Boy, that thing was heavy. Hoyas. This thing had one. Oh, look at that. It's going to flower. Man, I'll have to document that. Oh, look, there's another flower. Oh, this is the year. Look at that. It had one flower last year. There's another one. Oh, yeah. This is going to be spectacular. Those smell so good. And they're beautiful. This one has got different varieties in it. So we'll see. My ferns didn't seem to kind of want to come back this year. About to give up on those. This is really cool. This is like an epiphyte or parasitic plant. Makes these big cups. Capture bugs. That's a small one. They get really big. They get about like 5 inches. I had to repot it. I don't think I planted anything in here. These were laying around. I went and bought some coconut core to put in them. What up, kitty? Meow meow. Meow meow. What you doing, Mr. Kitty? Huh? What you doing, Mr. Kitty? You kitty, kitty, kitty. This is just a normal houseplant like pothos, hydrangea. It's about ready to start blooming. More house plant. This is olive tree. There's another one. Frank gave me that as a housewarming gift. There's all kinds of stuff coming up in these pots. I've been growing so many plants in them over the years that I just wait to see what pops up. Like this one, I already dug these out of it. Oh, that's not what I want. That's a acorn. That's an oak. See, there's the oak right there. There's the nut. Squirrels. I don't have enough of those. But in here, these are all peppers. Everything green in here is peppers. And then these are these red ones. I can't remember what that's called. But that's a really beautiful plant too. Giant elephant ears. My orchids, they didn't like it. I think this one's doing really good. This thing has a beautiful flower if it does bloom. I heard that if you put bananas near them, it stimulates them to fruit. So we'll see. Just a bunch of wildflower seeds. So I planted a bunch of, oh shoot, what's the name of it? Heidi likes to buy them at Costco. So she brought home 4 bags of them. Says, here, figure out where to plant these. Well, they only grow really well in the shade. And this is the north end of the house, so that's where I planted them. And then this flower bed here, I just took a bunch of cardboard, same thing. But I think I built this up a lot thicker. I can't remember what I did here. I noticed horse manure, charcoal, whatever, all that stuff. Anyways, and a bunch of clover. Obviously the straw caused the grass to grow, or the alfalfa, whatever it is. But there's wildflowers in there, mostly clover. That seems to do pretty good, which is good because the bees, which are over here, hummingbirds. They're doing really good. Still cold, so they're all inside. They'll be out shortly. They're doing good. Look at my artwork. I gotta burn all this. So I think I'm gonna start when we have some wet weather. I'm gonna burn this. This is all the stuff I accumulated over the last 6 months. I think that's it. That is exactly why you want to make biochar. I had a brush pile here. I burned it. Threw grass seed everywhere. And look, the only place that the grass seed thrives is where I burned some brush. And what do you think that is right there? It's a brush pile. Burned too. There is ryegrass seed everywhere in here, but it just doesn't get enough moisture. And the sandy soil is so fungal dominant that it just does not grow very well. And here's some clover I planted in the fall, crimson clover. So my bees, I've caught my bees over here, so they're doing pretty good. And then I had so many of these calamansi orange trees that I ran out of these 10-gallon cloth pots. More wildflower seeds. No, they're not. They're gonna fruit this year, but next year they should have plenty of energy and fruit up. I've been working on the lawn, trying to get it to stay green and watering it. Got all the irrigation working. And pretty soon I gotta take down this fence. We're gonna build out the concrete pad there. Anyways, I think that's about it. All right, goodbye, fuck yourself.